if you want to, if we'll change whatever you feel is dangerous and not maintainable. Okay, and if you take a picture of it,
safe.
And safe, of course. And if you say, okay, this rock sticking out, that's not safe, and so we'll take that off and fix it. You know, maybe shave the rock off, put it back into where it's the same plane as everything else. We'll take care of this thing. And as far as maintenance, there's enough people here where if something falls off, we can be notified of it. Just like Ackler Park, if something goes wrong with the Ackler Park, you call one of the gals, and we'll take care of it. It's a volunteer effort. We can get together and we have a committee. We can take care of your bench for you.
We also have a very detailed mural at the library, which I guarantee you couldn't fix. But we have so many people invested in the public art in this town, and everybody who worked on it, there's 800 people who worked on that mural. They would be willing at every step to do any adjustments. As long as I'm here on my project, I will always warranty and guarantee my work. You know, so that's just kind of something you step into when you have artists work in public places.
Remember, we have 38,000 people in this community.
Right.
So now I've got 200 represented here. Well, I guess that tree over there, we could probably put another 200 on. See what I'm getting at here? This continues on.
What are you getting at?
I would like to say something. If the issue really is safety and all that kind of stuff, and not the other issues that we're just referring to now, but let's stick to the other one, safety and the rest of it. I will pledge $20. I'm sure there's a hell of a lot of other people who will pledge $20 in a bench, whatever we called it.
A trust.
And you'll have a list of names and numbers, and you'll have some funds, and we'll maintain it. It will take care of the issues. It will not have to
I have
be,
a lot of
it will
adopted
not
parks.
have to be
We have a lot of
concerned.
adopted parks around the community.
Right.
That aren't really adopted because people have their name on them, but they don't maintain them. The city of Prescott can make agreements with
But I'm talking about putting up
nonprofits
funds.
that can enter into an agreement. For example, the pump track, which is going to be at council tomorrow, they're willing to enter into a maintenance agreement for that facility. And they can legally enter into it because they are a legal entity.
Finally,
Yes.
We don't want any more controversy.
Thank you.
We've had it up to here. All we're asking you, Joe, is just give us in writing the specifics of what your issues are. We can take care of them.
Safety,
We'll all
functionality.
No, that's
In
not
writing.
Those
not
are
writing.
specifically.
You guys are the
We have
proposees.
been given too
Kristen's
many different
project.
directions. The committee is now responsible for the project. Kristen has to go home. She has
Her dad is sick.
way
Understand
extended
that.
her time to get this finished. Because the city delayed the completion of it, she's now in real trouble. The committee has decided to take over, be her in her place. We want to finish it, we want to please you, we want to please everybody.
This whole concept's fairly new to me, Ms.
We can't
Lux.
do it until we have written instructions. We've gotten too many different stories from everybody we talk to. All we're asking is for a list in writing specifically what you need for this bench to
And
be.
all I'm asking for is a bench.
If you
You'll
require
get that
some
when you get it in writing.
if you
what the
require
issues
some
are.
kind of maintenance agreement, tell us that. We will do it.
And I think
the
we
way
should-
these projects evolve is you
This one
propose.
hasn't evolved appropriately.
Okay, I built a project in the early 2000s here to one of our parks, okay? And I spearheaded it. I proposed to the city what I was going to do. I proposed and I built what I said I was going to build. And it stands today. I gave them replacement parts. That's how you do it. You propose to us. I need something safe, functional, and easy to maintain.
How can we make a proposal without guidelines in writing?
Proposal that was in writing.
I have this proposal.
That isn't an
that is
official
not a
proposal. It
proposal.
was an idea.
Okay, I'm running out of time.
It is
Brian,
a
I
Of course you are.
have something to clarify with everybody. How many people here were advisors for Kristen in this project? Please stand forward. Were you advisor? You're an advisor. What was your role in the project?
To
I met
help
with Fire
her see
before
her
this.
mind through, all the way through this, whatever she had intended to see happen
From the get-go.
from
Yes.
the get-go.
Okay, the way that this whole project was brought to me and the way that I explained
are
it
you?
to Eric.
Who are you?
My name is Ryan Gates. I was a advisor for Kristen that actually stood here in front of these two trees and decided with Eric and Kristen where to put this bench. I'm the one that actually spoke with Eric and made the clarification that this project would be done officially and appropriately as a community gathering place for people to come and sit on a landscape bench. Never in the original plans, anything was this ever meant to be an art project. Something that Kristen hasn't told you as an advisor is that repeatedly I told her to set the tiles appropriately with the right mix thin set over and over. I told her when there was just so many images on this thing, on the bench, that you need to stop. Too many images, fill it in, make it more common. Kristen didn't listen to me. So there's a lot more to this than you guys all understand. I understand you guys are passionate. It is beautiful work. I went this weekend myself to the mural on the library wall, and there are cracking in the thin set. Now, if any of you guys have experience in construction, I can show you 7,000 pictures of mine. I've built over 5,000 projects like this. If this is grouted,
Circular benches like this? With mosaic tiles on it?
never mosaic, but I've built lots of other structures. So the mosaic, but I am a tile setter, and I'll show you over 50.
Not a mosaic tile setter. On a round
No,
circular
but
bench.
that's right. But
Okay.
Chad,
Are you, sir?
but
Are you?
But now, Chad, if you look at the mosaic on the library, you'll see a lot of cracking in the grout lines. All right, and that's hanging on the wall with nobody getting on it. Okay. Now, if you were to grout this without setting it properly, when you set these tiles, she was told to put a good inch on the back of it with a really slumped concrete. Slumped concrete means that you properly mix the thin set. All right, if you don't slump it right, it's not going to work properly. The more water you put into the thin set and you mix it, the tensile strength of concrete goes down. So if you look at the way we built the structure, you see barely any cracks in it whatsoever because the concrete was mixed right. But if you go through these tiles, you'll see different crackings and stuff like that. If you were to grout all that right there and stuff like that, it has to be off the substrate. So when the grout goes in, it mushrooms behind the tiles so that the strings won't pop it out. Okay, now I hate to see this come down. You guys have put so much hard work and effort into it, but this was never an art project. It was never an art project.
You're also invested in it.
I'm invested deeply because
help this happen, and then thank you. Thank you very much for your advice. We'll take all this into consideration. We do need it in writing.
But see, it goes a lot further than that because I don't know what the other advisors done and helped her do this, but I stepped through the whole process with her. I'm the one that convinced the Parks and Recreation to even allow her to do this project in the first place.
But you are not the only one.
I understand that I'm not the only one, but I'm the only one using logic behind this, and I told you, and you won't tell these people that, and you can ask Richard. You all
Ryan,
know Richard.
I think this story is getting twisted. We were working on this mosaic for 3 weeks. You did say some of these pieces would have to be replaced. You never said that all these pieces are being laid incorrectly.
You know what? But it's not only about the images being laid in there. It's that it's over-imaged. There's too much.
That's your opinion.
No, that's my opinion for the parks and.
You can say there's too many pictures in the library mural.
But it's hanging up on the wall. It's hanging up on the wall, and it's to look at. It's not 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 people climbing over it every year.
There's a place in New Zealand called the Giant's House. It's completely covered like this. It's covered with tiles that are just as close as this, and it's holding up just fine. And people sit on it every day. Thousands of people sit on it every day.
Excuse me. I have a staff meeting, and the taxpayers expect me to do all of my job, and this is just one part of it. And I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate your concern. I just got one more question. It's for Kristen, and that is, are you still willing to compromise with the city of Prescott to make this work?
That is up to the committee.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And that's a yes.
That's a yes.
Okay, so can we agree that he refused to acknowledge our statement?
Joe, have you acknowledged our statement, yes or no? We gave you a statement.
I told her to email it to me so I could look at it.
No, we want a signature on it.
We need a signature.
I need
on
to
the
read it, and I
hard
don't have time, so if you could email it to me or drop by the office, that's fine.
copy. If someone comes by, will you...
I have a staff meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.